I want to talk more about entitlement because entitlement is one of the 4 pillars of emotional abuse. And if you don't know what the 4 pillars are, let me know and I'll do a video about that. So what is entitlement? It's a belief that somebody holds that they have a right to something, to special privileges or special treatment. And all of abusive behavior is fueled by this belief. It protects the people engaging in abusive behavior for being held accountable for their actions. So how do you identify when somebody is operating from a sense of entitlement? Double standards for one. They can do something, but you can't. They can spend money on whatever they want, but you'll be criticized for spending $20. They can yell at you, but the moment you raise your voice back at them, you're being abusive. Double standards is a dead giveaway because it illustrates a belief of special privileges. Another one is crossing boundaries. A way that it often gets excused is through the belief that when we're in a relationship, we become one. This is such a toxic belief because it strips you of your autonomy, which includes your right to set personal boundaries, your right to privacy, your right to think for yourself or to choose for yourself. And this easily segues into dehumanizing and objectification, where your partner views you as an object to meet their needs. I'm going to do another post on that, but for now, this belief is a breeding ground for controlling behavior. When somebody feels like they have a right to go through your phone or your journals because relationships are about transparency, or they feel entitled to your emotional labor as they look at you to regulate their emotions for them. I had somebody ask me, how do you know if it's entitlement or if it's co-regulation? My answer is boundary crossings. Are you crossing boundaries to have your emotional needs met? If so, this creates dynamics of enmeshment and codependency, where you have excessive emotional and psychological reliance on your partner. Texting somebody nonstop while they're out because you don't know how to manage your own anxiety. Following them around the house, looking for them to regulate your emotions for you, even though that they have articulated a clear boundary to take a break. Showing up unannounced at your partner's house because they didn't respond to you. All of these things demonstrate entitlement to emotional labor. If there is no dividing line between you and me, this easily leads into believing that a partner is responsible for all your needs, even if it's at the expense of their own emotional safety. This is entitlement. This showed up in my last relationship as sexual assault and coercion. I have the right to decide how, when, and where I want to be touched. It's my body, it's my right. Just because you're my partner, it doesn't give you special privilege to touch me how you want. And this came out over and over, where I was constantly being groped while I was sleeping, while I was making dinner, while I was just sitting on the couch. And despite me expressing that I didn't like it, he believed he had a right, entitlement, to do it anyways. If you haven't read the book, Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft, you need to. I have a free PDF copy linked in my website under resources. You need to read that book. It's a game changer in terms of changing the way you think about abusive behavior. Everything about abuse comes from entitlement.